What was the girl? What was the girl saying?
Sorry?
What was your girlfriend saying?
She wasn't saying much. She was just watching it on, trying to figure out what it was too.
Yeah. Now, if this is,
I was excited because I knew, well, this isn't normal. So what is this? So
yeah. Todd, if this was outside the Earth's atmosphere,
right?
It must have been a very large piece of hardware.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I had originally thought a satellite, but I mean, it could have been much larger. That's true. After having another projectile come out of it,
right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, please.
So I was pointing out to my girlfriend. I'm standing up. I'm watching this thing coming down towards the Earth, and as it got close to the Earth, all of a sudden it started to slow down, and I lost sight of it not long after that, but I watched as it slowed right down as it got closer to the ground, and I thought for the rest of the night what it was I had seen, and then I still have no answers that really fit into what it could have been. But another thing that made me go, it wasn't a very close encounter by any means, but it was something that made me think anyway. It was not long after that I moved back out to Brandon in Manitoba again to be with my friends that I hadn't seen for many years.
Yeah. Reunion time. Yeah. Hold on if you would. We have to pause just for a couple minutes, Todd, and we'll come back. Listening to just a little bit of Todd's life, and I'm sure there are some of you listening who may have had similar experiences who've never talked about them to anyone. Feel free to give Brian Vike a call if you want to make a report or just find a friendly voice to talk to. He's always happy to help if he's got the time. And when people repress these things over the years, they can do some nasty things sometimes. Be back in a minute. Okay, let's get right back to our conversation with Todd. All right, go ahead.
Hi. I moved back out to Manitoba in 2002 to be with my best friends. I hadn't seen them for years, and some of them had stuck around, so I was able to come back and hang out with them. You know, good friends are hard to find throughout life, and once you have them, try and keep them for sure. So one of my friends had been going up to one of the lakes in the Parkland region. It was about 30 miles from the lake where I had my Men in Black encounter. I started to go up there with him, and it was August of 2002 that we were up there. It was in the middle of the afternoon. It was probably around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We were out on the boat. There was me and two other buddies, and we were fishing. I was standing on the nose of the boat, and we were letting the boat drift. We didn't have the engine running or anything, and it was a really hot day, so we weren't catching much of anything. We were more or less just out there to enjoy being out there. All of a sudden, there was a strong gust of wind, and I knew it was mostly sunny, so I thought I'd look up to see, the cloud that caused the wind, because clouds usually cause wind. So I looked to see why the big gust had happened, and I was very shocked to see above me in the sky was a silver disc. It was between 250 and 400 feet above me. I was trying to make sense of what I was looking at. At first I thought, is that the moon? No, that can't be the moon. What the heck is that? And I started to run through things in my mind of what it could possibly be. Is that a balloon? It's not a balloon. It's not.
You were looking right at the bottom of it, were you?
Sorry?
You were looking right at the bottom of it?
That's correct. It was directly above us.
And your friends in the boat?
I'm sorry?
What did your friends in the boat have to say?
Well, they hadn't even seen it yet.
Oh, okay.
So I looked down at them, and they were both in their own world. And I said, look, up there. I said, there's a disc right above us. And I looked back up at this disc, and it was just sitting in the sky there. It wasn't doing anything. It didn't, it appeared to be almost a non-polished silver, almost a grayish silver sort of bottom to it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't reflective in any way. And I'm looking up at it just in total disbelief. I'm believing what I'm seeing with my own eyes. And I'm looking back down at my friends again, and I'm going, look up there. There's a disc right above us. And I don't even know if they heard me. They seemed almost intoxicated. They were incoherent as far as I could tell. They were not falling to their knees, but they were falling about the boat back and forth a bit. And
wow.
To me, it looked like they were moving in slow motion. That's how it all appeared to me. It looked like there was a time difference between my time and their time. And I had this really weird feeling over me, this energy or whatever it was that was coming off of the craft. And I focused back on the disc above us again. I couldn't make sense of what I was seeing, and I wanted to see what was going on with this disc. I watched for a short while longer, and it wasn't long before it started to move very gently and very slowly for maybe 2 seconds, and then in an instant, in a fraction of a second, it was gone. It shot straight up. I watched it just go, gone. Speed that we can't touch. Instant speed that would kill any human being, you know what I mean, from the G-force?
Sure. You were able to see the direction it went, though.
Sorry?
Up. You were able to see the direction it went. It went up.
That's right. And I stood there confused for a short time, and I climbed back into the boat, and I'm talking to my friends, and they're starting to seem a bit more normal to me, and there's no more time difference at all. But I was asking about the disc if they had seen it, and both of them refused to say anything about it. I don't know how they could not have seen it. I don't know how they could not have heard me. And I was pointing up to the sky. Anyway, it was a pretty quiet ride back home to the shore again. I felt very strange from this craft. The effects from whatever energy that surrounded us or me. I lost my appetite. I began to lose hair in clumps. My teeth became loose. I really thought I had radiation poisoning. I mean, that was the only thing I could come up with. And I really didn't know what to do about it. So I just kind of quietly endured it all and hoped that I would get better. I mean, what could I go and tell a doctor? You know, I saw the silver disc and now I'm really sick. So I endured all this, and I really hoped that I wasn't going to die. And it took a couple or few months, and I started to feel better, and things started to come back to normal a bit. But actually, it took years before things were as close to normal as they will ever be again.
Well, when you say you felt like you were going to die, were you feeling? We all have a life force in our bodies. I guess that's the best term for it I can come up with, a life force. Did you feel that your life force was draining away from you? Is that what you were alluding to? Or was it just physical things that you were getting?
The entire sickness. I mean, I could still feel the effects of the energy on my body, and I knew that I was sick. I mean, it was obvious every day when I had clumps of hair falling out of my head and my teeth, each tooth becoming more loose, and I really didn't know how far it was going to go before I was. And
your friends never got sick at all?
Sorry?
Your friends never got sick at all?
No. No, it was just me.
Well, I don't know, Brian.
Yeah, I make a guess. Was he taken aboard that thing in the time? Who knows what happened?
It sounds like
so many other cases.
Yeah, they have a lot invested in him. They wouldn't want to make him really sick, you'd think.
You would think, yeah.
Yeah, hang on. We'll be back, folks, in just a minute.